Hello everyone, welcome to Mission Command MTG, and today we're looking at the top uncommon cards for Standard for Lorwyn Eclipsed. So let's dive into our list. So coming in at number 7, I've got Virulent Emissary for 1 green mana. You get an Elf Assassin, 1/1 with Death Touch, and why this card I think is important is whenever another creature you control enters the battlefield, you gain a life. Green used to be kind of the really significant life gain color in Magic, and in recent history that really hasn't been the case. It's been more black and white, and I think this is a nice return to that. But what I also think it's going to do is help green decks, and probably some green and red decks, gain a little life over the course of a game. And that may equalize them out with all these decks that have ability to gain significant life over the course of a game. Next, we've got Chomping Changeling for 2 and a green mana. You get a Shapeshifter 1/2 with Changeling, which means that this card is every creature type. And whenever this creature enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment. So normally, we see this kind of ability for 3 mana on cards, but I think why this one's a little bit better is that Changeling ability. So Chomping Changeling can be any card type among creatures, and because of that, I think a lot of decks that are going to use green for this kind of ability are going to want to have Chomping Changeling as their option to destroy an artifact or enchantment, because then it can create synergy if they have a group of cards that are a particular creature type in the deck. At number 5, I've got Iron Shield Elf for 1 and a black mana, Elf Warrior 3/1, and if you discard a card, this creature gains indestructible until end of turn, and you can tap it. So this is a card that is going to help you, A, get cards in your graveyard, but it's also going to activate things like Monument and get you the ability, because you're discarding a card, then you're going to get the ability to damage your opponent for 3 life, draw a card, create a treasure token. So all those things are very nice abilities, and Iron Shield Elf is just a great way to accomplish something that those kinds of decks already want to do. And you can do this, multiple times on the same turn to take advantage of Monument's different abilities. Coming in at number 4, I've got Spell Snare. For a single blue mana, you get to counter a spell with 2 mana. We've got so many 2-drops running around in Standard right now that this is going to be in every blue sideboard for sure. And in some decks, I think there's a chance that it actually sees main deck play. But Spell Snare, historic Magic card that I feel like is going to see quite a bit of play as we move into Lorwyn Standard and beyond. Number 3, I've got Seer for 1 and a red mana. You get an instant, and Seer deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Great instant speed removal in red. Red typically doesn't get, for 2 mana, the ability to do 4 damage at instant speed. Plus, on top of it, your ability to do this to a creature, you can also do it to a planeswalker. And because of that, I think every red deck is going to want to have this in their sideboard, if not their main deck. All right, coming in at number 2, I've got Glamour Gifter for 1 and a blue mana. You get a Fairy Wizard. That's a 1/2 with flash and, of course, flying. And when this creature enters the battlefield, you get to choose up to 1 other target creature. Until end of turn, that creature has base power and toughness of 4/4 and gains all creature types. So I feel like this is going to be a very sneaky card in Standard, where maybe it fits into the Simic Ouroboros deck, where you put this in there and you flash it into play before combat, and now your Ouroboros, is a 4/4 base power, and if it already has some counters on it, then it's now a 6/6 or a 5/5 or larger, and it just grows everything faster when you do that. And I can see it also against decks that are red and using, spot removal, that's direct damage. And because of that, I think this is going to have multiple good places in Standard where it's just going to be a card that does shine a lot. And at number 1, I've got Requieting Hex for a black mana. You get an instant, and you get destroy target creature with mana value 2 or less. And if you pay its additional cost of Blighting 1, then you get to gain 2 life, which I don't think is really probably important most of the time in Standard, but I think there may be occasions when, hey, killing the best 1 or 2 drop your opponent has and then gaining a little bit of life could be very relevant in Standard. And that's why I've got this as my number 1 uncommon from the set. Thanks for staying to the end of the video, and I'll be back with some additional list of the best rares and mythics from Lorwyn Eclipsed. Thanks. I'll see you in the next one.